Chapter 3. The Essence of Good Time Management, Getting Yourself Organized. Orson Swett Marden wrote, "Make it a life rule to give your best to whatever passes through your hands. Stamp it with your manhood. Let superiority be your trademark." The difference between average people and highly effective people is that highly effective people are much better organized when they work than others. Excellent personal and professional organization is a hallmark of highly effective and well-paid people. Fortunately, organizing is a skill, and all skills are learnable. You can learn to be an extremely well-organized, efficient, and effective person. When you do, you will produce vastly more in the same period of time than the people around you. One of Murphy's laws states that before you can do anything, you have to do something else first. The one thing that you have to do first before you can do any productive work is to get yourself organized completely. The core function of good time management is planning and organizing yourself and your work for maximum productivity. It's only possible to get the best out of yourself when you have brought together everything you need before you begin work. You must then determine a place for everything and make sure that everything is in its place. The top 3% of high achievers are all persistent, continuous planners. They are forever writing and rewriting their lists of goals and activities. They think on paper and are continually analyzing and reevaluating their plans. I used to wonder why it was that so many successful people seem to spend so much of their time planning. Over time, I learned that the more time you spend planning, the better and more foolproof your plans become. By continually reworking your plans for achieving your goals become increasingly believable and achievable. As you think about and plan each step, your confidence in your ability to accomplish those goals increases. When you break down even the biggest goal into its individual parts, and then organize those parts into a step-by-step series of specific actions, the task seems much more manageable and under your control. The more you plan, the more you program your goal deeper and deeper into your subconscious mind, where it takes on a motivational power of its own. The payoff from good planning is enormous. It's estimated that each minute spent in planning saves 10 minutes in execution. To put it another way, your investment in planning pays you a 1,000% return on the time and energy that you invest. In life, all that we really have to sell is our time. The more productive our time usage, all things being equal, the more we will eventually be paid. Your job is to invest your time where you can get the highest ROL, or return on life. Where else can you get a 1,000% return on your investment? Sometimes people say they are too busy to sit and plan. The fact is that even if you force yourself to plan out everything in detail, you will find it hard to spend more than a few minutes per day in the planning process. The only way that you will ever create the time you need is by planning your activities carefully in advance. Remember, you save 10 minutes for every minute that you spend planning before you begin. Peter Drucker said action without planning is the reason for every failure. If you look back over the major mistakes you've made in your life, they will almost all have one factor in common. It was that you rushed into the decision or situation without giving it enough thought. You either did not get enough information or did not take enough time to weigh and balance the pros and cons before acting. In every case, the failure to plan carefully can be very expensive. At the same time, you will also find that almost every one of the most successful accomplishments of your life, from planning a business startup or a business project, all the way through to planning a vacation, was accompanied by a good plan, worked out thoroughly in advance. The more time you took to think through what you had to do, and the likely consequences of your actions, the more efficient you were and the more satisfying was the end result. The fact is that the better and more complete your plans are before you begin, the greater will be your likelihood of your success once you start. There's an old saying, success is tons of discipline. One of the best exercises in self-discipline is for you to take the time to think through and plan out everything you do before you begin. Here are 4 ideas you can use to help yourself get organized. Number 1, neatness is a key habit. Remember that neatness is a key habit for personal productivity. You can dramatically increase your productivity and output simply by cleaning up and organizing your workspace. You've heard it said that order is heaven's first law. Well, order is Earth's first law as well. You need a sense of order to feel relaxed and in control of your environment and your life. You actually get a feeling of pleasure and satisfaction each time you put some part of your life or work in order. When you clean up your desk or office, you feel more on top of your work. When you clean out your car, you feel more in charge of your personal life. When you organize your purse or briefcase, or even your home and your closets, you feel like a more effective human being. Your self-esteem goes up. Your self-confidence and self-respect increase. You feel more powerful as a person. You generate more energy and feel an increased determination to get on with the job. Number 2, stand back and evaluate yourself. Here is a good exercise for you. Stand back from your desk or work area and ask, what kind of a person works at that desk? Look in your purse or briefcase and ask, what kind of a person would have a purse or briefcase like that? Look at and in your car. Look in your closet. Look in your house, your yard, and your garage and ask, what kind of a person would live that way? Would you entrust that person with an important task? Why or why not? Honestly evaluate yourself through the eyes of a neutral third party. What do you see? In a series of interviews with senior executives, 50 out of 52 of the respondents said that they would not promote a person with a messy desk or a cluttered work environment. Even if that person was producing good work, these executives said that they would not trust a position of responsibility to a person who could not get organized. Don't let this happen to you.